or affordability driven India is made up of 400 million Indians, and I was not very cagey about sharing, so I went ahead and did that. Very few loans that go into agri sector actually get used for productive agri purpose.
Of course, there's a large enough opportunity because you can say that a large part of the GDP is contributed by agri. So you can say, okay, this is a large enough TAM. But if you look at we talk about farmer deaths all the time and suicides, where the weather plays a huge role, etc. How did these things play into the investment?
At some point you are paid to do this job, and that's why I think VCs exist versus somebody who's going to look at more of the like right now agri is hot and go look for stuff. And I think the whole point I was earlier also making, some spaces are so close to each other, unless you can't tell that they're actually different. So in agri specifically, the current lending structure is broken because there is no linkage of the loan to the end use. Right? Very few loans that go into agri sector actually get used for productive agri purpose. And as a result, there's no way you can track the productive use of that because they don't mirror farming cycles. Sowing cycles is when you should get a loan, it should go into that, and end use monitoring is happening. The cash flows are being monitored. It always goes into buying a motorcycle or a wedding or a non-agri related end use. It is just that sector is consuming those loans. And there are two kinds of farmers in India. Again, like we talked about, the two kind of Indians. One is time sensitive, one is affordability sensitive. Farmers are also two types. One is the old world, basically sustenance living and just enough land parcel, not adopted modern technology, caught in the old system of just going year on year and dealing with losses and the really struggling variety, right? And that's unfortunately at this point the bulk of Indian farming, and that's again a more developmental problem. The other lot, which is still a very meaningful section of farmers, are those who are rapidly adopting modern farming technology. They are aware of data and modern farming practices, and they have tied up with an end buyer for their produce. So they have a predictable cash flow cycle. They are flexible about how many times they rotate, in a year, what all they grow and how much money they make. So they are the ones who are saying that this is not just a sustenance living. It's actually where it is a business where I can make money, and from the profits of this I can spend on my consumables. This second lot is what is very attractive in India, and given it is India, a large part of our economy is still GDP. We are talking about this section also to be very, very, very massive opportunity, where the next generation farmer is your customer, and they are the early adopters, if you will, in a tech consumer market. So you can build a fairly large business. You are not affected by government loans, waivers, but those things do exist even now. But a smart farmer will know that the moment they take the easy path of getting a loan waived or waiving, asking for a waiver, then they are out of that, creating wealth out of agri, of agri practice. So they are just like a consumer in India who's not aware of a bad loan, but then chooses to actually get a unpaid loan on his credit report, will be out of the borrowing market. Just like that, I think there is an awareness that you have to stay on the right practice side. So if you look under the cloud of farmer loans and government interference, all that, then you can see the customer very clearly.